I once said when I was pastoring, I used to say that I wanted to see God raise the dead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And uh, I often said that if that happened in the church setting, a
Hmm.
live church setting, many people would probably run out the back door
Absolutely.
and in fear. You know, we're living in a fear generation. Well,
Yes, sir.
several years ago, the Lord used me to raise the dead
Hmm.
with the laying on of hands. And I'm an ex-paramedic. I know dead when I see dead.
I hear you, brother.
This gentleman was dead. And I began to rip his shirt off, and I was going to do CPR. And I heard a voice, distinct voice, a voice of authority say, "You are no longer a paramedic, you're a man of God. Lay
Wow.
hands and pray."
Yes, sir.
And that's what I did. I laid hands and prayed, and I felt a power like I can't explain it.
Mm.
A power like never before. And gentleman raised up in the bed. I was a chaplain at Presbyterian St. Luke. So this is a known hospital with witnesses at the bedside.
Wow.
Sat up in the bed and took a breath. And I felt that power twice in my life, but
Mm.
it was unexplainable. But God raised the dead, and you know, several months later, it was explained to me. Uh, he said, Pastor, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, if you, being a paramedic, can lay hands and do CPR and bring somebody back, how much more can I do?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that blew me away. God
Absolutely.
said, you can bring somebody back by pumping on their chest. How much more
Wow.
do you think I can do?
Wow.
And that's when, I was really going through at that particular time of whether or not I was even called to the ministry.
Mm.
That was one of the confirmations that the Lord gave me. But people tend to fear or be apprehensive when they hear a prophetic voice. They either do
Mm.
one or two things. They run to the prophetic voice for a word, or they run away from it and say, well, God's not doing that anymore.
Hmm.
Uh, so tell me a little bit about how that, say you're in a service and a prophetic word comes forth. What do you in your local body? How do you treat that, especially if it's someone who is not familiar to you?
Well, the first thing I listen for is the name Jesus. All true prophetic ministry is about the testimony of Jesus Christ. And if a prophecy comes forth and it's not honoring Jesus, it's not declaring Jesus or speaking the mind of Jesus, you have to categorize that in another place, because the testimony of Jesus is the very heart, it's the very spirit of prophecy. And and when you take prophecy out of its settings, it becomes false prophecy. You see,
Mm,
and so the first thing I look for is it glorifying Jesus? Is it magnifying Jesus? Okay, is it telling the people about Jesus? Is it declaring that his lordship, his dominion, his power, who he is, his second coming? If it's not along those lines, it goes into a question mark on my spirit.
Hello, my name is Pastor David Whitmore, and I want to invite you to join us every Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, for Ask the Pastors. We have a host of pastors available to answer your questions, to take your prayer requests, and just be available for you in these different and difficult times.